one of the dangerous things with potassium is if you get too much of it, it starts to cause muscle issues, but specifically it can cause heart issues. So if you get too much potassium in the day, you can actually cause cramping of the muscles, which is the opposite of what we want. But at the same time, you can actually cause some issues with your heart.
Hey guys, it's the No Bullshit, Just BullFit podcast. We got a special one. We're going to be talking about Hydrate. I've got my fellow co-founders here, Harrison Mitchell, Ben Wilkinson, and with us always, Todd the pharmacist, and I'm Josh Graves. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go into why we use the ingredients we did with Hydrate and what's special about it, and so on and so on. So glad to have you here.
This is an exciting one.
Todd, we've got magnesium, we've got sodium in there, and we've got potassium. Mm-hmm. Really, those are the main ingredients. Why did we stick with these three ingredients?
Great question. So what you're going to see in the industry and with a lot of other companies that they like to add a lot of excessive ingredients. You'll see things like calcium, you'll see things like sugar. With what we did, we wanted to keep it as pure and as simple and as effective as possible, just like any other product that we do. So when it comes to hydrating, the most important things, we need salt, which is going to be our sodium chloride, magnesium, and potassium. The reason we stuck with those three was because they work synergistically, or they work together to overall hydrate the cells and hydrate the body, allowing us to perform better and feel better just throughout the day. One of the biggest things that we see when you pair calcium with magnesium is the body will actually prioritize calcium when it comes to absorption. And so if you take them at the same time, which I would say most companies do, you're actually not getting the full absorption of the magnesium. Now calcium, I believe most of us get plenty of calcium in our diet. Between the food we eat, especially dairy products, fortified grains, you're getting a lot of that calcium throughout the day. When you're exercising and you're depleting those electrolytes, I prioritize magnesium far above calcium. So that's one of the reasons why we've kept it so simple, just keeping those excess ingredients out so the body can utilize those specific 4 electrolytes perfectly.
Why is it necessary to hydrate yourself throughout the day? There's going to be some people who are like, oh, I don't really work out. Why do I need to hydrate? Mm-hmm. You know, Todd's been telling me to hydrate for a long time, and I've been using these same ingredients for a while now, and I felt so much better. Like I used to have like headaches, you know. Mm-hmm. By the time I got home, I worked really, really hard all day, and then get home, I got this migraine all the time.
Yep.
But I started taking this throughout the day, you know, after my workout and midday and then at night. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't believe how much better I felt.
Yeah, my side effects went away too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was your side effects?
I don't want to get into it, but they're gone.
He was glowing in the dark. It was so weird.
Yeah.
Took it right away.
Now you can't see him at all if you turn the lights off. The other thing I like about Hydrate is we did not use any artificial ingredients.
Nope.
Yeah. No artificial colors, sweeteners, or flavors.
Yeah.
And no sucralose. Mm-hmm. It's sugar-free. It's caffeine-free. There's no caffeine. This is natural energy, right?
Yep. Going
straight to your cells?
Going straight to the cells throughout the entire body.
So you can make electricity.
Exactly. So ultimately, that's what an electrolyte is. An electrolyte is a mineral found within our body that's able to carry electricity.
That is wild.
That's super interesting.
Yeah. When you think of the way the body works.
Electricity, like the way your car is
exactly
fueled?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah, so think of our body as a machine, right? You think of your heart, your muscles, your neurons in the brain. They all need electricity to conduct and to move and to do the things we needed to do. Electrolytes are that key. And one of the biggest problems with just drinking water is if you're just drinking water, you're actually just going to flush it straight through the body. And so when you pair it with electrolytes, when you pair it with salts, you're able to absorb those salts. And what water does is water will follow salt. So if you absorb the salts and you send it to the cells, whether that's in the brain or the heart or the skin or the muscles, the water will go with it, hydrating the cells in and around, helping relieve migraines, helping with constipation, digestive issues, helping with pumps at the gym and staying hydrated.
That was really Harrison's side effect. We don't want to talk about it.
Oh, yes. And to touch on the last thing, with your Prius, it's very similar. You charge that at night?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Your electrolytes, Priuses, recharge. There's no difference.
This is a good time to announce our sponsor, Prius. Prius is coming in a brand new model that's sleek, better looking than Tesla, and about half the cost. Grab a Prius today. Go Toyota.
And one of the nice things with this supplement is it can be taken throughout the entire day. If you think about waking up first thing in the morning, you've gone 6, 7, 8, 9 hours with no water, no nothing. So you actually wake up in a dehydrated state. So taking it first thing in the morning, it's a great way to start your day. Taking it before you're exercising, during your exercise, fantastic time. Anytime you're going to be moving, it's a great time to take it. There's no bad time to take a Hydrate supplement.
When you also lose liquids during the night,
you
have to use the restroom or the toilet.
Yeah.
Well, and even as your body is working, staying alive, you have all these metabolic processes going on within the body. You're utilizing fluid, you're utilizing electrolytes, you're utilizing all those nutrients that we take in during the day to keep ourselves going at night. If you think about sleeping, you're repairing and you're recovering all night long. That's the whole point of sleeping. You don't do that without utilizing calories, without utilizing water. So even though we're sleeping, we're still burning and utilizing all those things. So waking up first thing in the morning, it's one of the best times to hurry and hydrate yourself. You'll notice that it wakes up your gut, and then it also starts to hydrate the cells. You're going to feel better. Get ready to start the day.
Is there some sort of historical context as to why people don't get enough electrolytes in the modern world?
I mean, it's more a thought than an actual answer. I think nowadays it's more of our lifestyle. So if you think about a lot of the water that we drink, a lot of times it's filtered. So some of those electrolytes are taken out. And I think less and less people are drinking water because there's so many other options available, whether that's a soda or a coffee. And coffee can actually deplete salt out of the body, can actually dehydrate you a little bit. So I think it's more lifestyle than anything else right now. Between filtered water and less drinking of water is leading to, and I mean, in America, about 70 to 75% of Americans are dehydrated, are just chronically dehydrated. And so I think it's more lifestyle than anything
That totally
else.
makes sense, because back in the day, we have to go to the stream, get our water directly from the stream. Stream's running through all the rocks.
Minerals,
got all the
vitamins.
minerals for you. Now we don't do that. We're cutting it all out, filling it with fluoride.
Oh yeah, but you got to choose between minerals and Giardia.
Tough choice.
And most people will,
Nowadays.
choose not to get
Yeah.
Giardia. And so that's why supplements like this, they can really make a big difference in a lot of people's lives.
Wow.
And normally we get a lot of our electrolytes from fruits and vegetables as
do.
well, and people just, it's hard to get the amount that you need.
True. It's hard to get good fruits and vegetables, and even in like red meat, like a grass-fed beef, you're getting a lot of those minerals as well. Due to prices, convenience, I think too many people are turning towards the quick and easy meals, and so we're not getting those good quality food ingredients that are going to replenish those electrolytes.
The amount of electrolytes is diminishing.
Oh yeah. Anytime you
American
process
diet.
food, every time it gets processed, you're diminishing a little bit more. And sometimes some of that food has been processed multiple times to where the nutritional value is just not there.
Wow.
Oh, I want to go back real quick. No artificial flavoring, no artificial sweeteners, no artificial coloring. That's, just our stamp of BullFit. That's what we stand for. And that's what we are doing with all of our ingredients. So even our future products will still stand by that and make sure there's no sucralose, none of that. It's cancer-causing ingredients. And we're constantly studying and making sure this is all going to be the most pure, best thing for you.
In fact, when I actually tried the first sample, I almost didn't believe that it was naturally flavored. It was so good. I thought there's no way there's no artificial something in here for it to taste this good. Any other supplement that has been as clean as ours with natural flavoring, natural sweetening has not tasted very well.
Yeah.
The way that we've done it is almost unbelievable to think that it could be as clean as it is and taste as good as it does. And I think you guys would agree with me on that.
Yeah, the taste is crazy.
100%. What? Yeah, tell us about the flavors.
So the 4 flavors that we've got the coconut lime, my personal favorite, pina colada, peach mango, and a kiwi strawberry. And
They're all so good.
Yeah, they're so good. And it's an enjoyable supplement to take. I think too often supplements are more of a burden. This is fun to drink, it tastes good, and you're going to feel better at the same time, which is really
And it mixes really good.
Mix is great.
I've had some where it's like, there's like little balls.
Yeah, little balls of salt.
Yeah.
Yep, that
What
clump
am I
up.
supposed to do? Is put it in my sugar cup? I'm already using my pre-workout for a sugar cup.
Something kind of interesting is electrolytes, when they go into water, they should break apart. So your salt, you have sodium and chloride. When it goes into water, it breaks apart to sodium and chloride. I think a lot of these other companies have other fillers in their supplement that maybe are inhibiting the ability for those salts to break apart. And so that's why we're getting some of that clumpiness. I don't know, but that's just a thought process that
some of them look
behind
like
it.
those Tide drinks. Those balls.
Yep, there's clumps in it.
What is this?
So, okay, so hypothetically speaking, let's say it's Wednesday afternoon. I'm getting ready for a cricket game. When should I take it?
Great question. So once again, there's no bad time to take it. If it were me personally, I would take it before the match starts. So that way I'm getting the fluid and the salt to the cells for performance. And then I'd either do one more during the match, and I wouldn't just drink it, I would sip on it. Or after the match is done, go ahead and drink another one. So I would do 2, one for sure before, and the other one either during or directly after.
And it's safe to take that many?
It is. So the dosing that we've gone with all 3 ingredients, are very safe to take multiple times throughout the day. One thing that you'll see in a lot of other companies is with their potassium, specifically the potassium, they've gone way too high in the dosing. Potassium works throughout the whole body, but one of the dangerous things with potassium is if you get too much of it, it starts to cause muscle issues, but specifically it can cause heart issues. So if you get too much potassium in the day, you can actually cause cramping of the muscles, which is the opposite of what we want, but at the same time, you can actually cause some issues with your heart. The FDA's come out and they've pretty much asked not to go over 100 milligrams of potassium in an OTC or over-the-counter supplement. A lot of these supplement companies are putting in 200 to 250 milligrams of pure potassium in their supplement, which is way over that limit. We've gone in, we've used 200 milligrams of potassium gluconate, but once again, we have the potassium and then we've got gluconic acid. Most of it is actually that salt. Only about 16% is actual elemental potassium, meaning you're getting roughly 30 milligrams of potassium per packet, which is going to allow you to take 2 to 3 times during the day, keeping you well below that 100 milligrams, which the FDA has come out and established as a safe and effective dose.
You're not going to get that Charlie horse.
You won't get the Charlie horses, and what people don't understand, which I see in the pharmacy world, a lot of people are on medications that can either increase potassium or they're on a potassium prescription itself. What we've done is we've created it safe enough for almost any demographic. It won't interact with medications, it won't interact with other OTC supplements, and it's very safe for almost any age group.
What is magnesium's role in all this?
So magnesium works in over 350 processes within the body. So from the brain to the heart to the vascular system to the muscle tissue, it is everywhere. The form that we used is called magnesium malate. So the malate stands for malic acid, which is a salt. It's going to help our body absorb the magnesium, but then that malic acid is very efficient at getting into the muscle cell specifically. So it's going to take that magnesium and carry it to get into the muscle cell, which is going to help balance fluid. It's going to help with the mitochondrial health within the cell, which is kind of that energy plant within the cell. And it's going to help with overall performance, keeping the cell from cramping or not functioning properly.
The cell from cramping?
The muscle from cramping.
The muscle from Gotcha.
By keeping that cell hydrated and healthy as far as producing
penetrates
energy.
into the cell. And
Penetrates perfectly. And that's where that malic acid comes in. You'll see magnesium in a ton of different forms attached to a bunch of different salts. When it comes to muscle health, there's no better form than magnesium malate, which is the form that we've gone with.
And let's talk about salt as well. I know salt is such a crucial ingredient for hydration.
Absolutely.
I know in the past, people may have thought that you should limit the amount of salt intake. Can we clear up why salt is so good for you?
Yeah,
and what makes our form of salt unique?
Yeah. So one of the reasons why salt got kind of a bad rap was because fluid follows salt. So if you have a large amount of salt in your body, you're going to hold back fluid. You're going to stay hydrated. Well, if you have heart disease or if you're in heart failure, that makes the heart work a little bit harder. So for a long, long time, we thought we need to limit the amount of salt that anyone's taking in to protect the heart. What we've come to find out is that when you limit the salt too much, you're going to dehydrate the body. So what we're learning is if you can get a good amount of salt in your daily diet, but then supplementing with a salt like we have, which is a Himalayan salt. So it's not just sodium chloride. It also contains trace minerals and elements for overall hydration and performance and overall health, just in general. You're going to actually stay hydrated so much better, which is going to be better for overall health. We're not putting in so much salt. There are companies that put in, I think, a little too much salt. If you put too much salt in the body, you're going to have the opposite effect. You'll actually pull water from the cell. Perfect example. Have you ever heard, if you're lost at sea, you don't drink the ocean water?
Yeah.
That'll kill you quicker. drink your pee. Don't drink the ocean water because it's so salty. That's the problem. When you put too much salt in your body, you're not able to absorb it properly, and you'll actually you'll pull fluid from the cells, leading to dehydration.
And drowning. You can drown yourself in salt water.
Absolutely. So by having the right balance, you're going to absorb it properly. You're going to send the fluid to the cells, because our electrolytes, they go inside the cell and they go outside the cell. Salt, which is sodium chloride, stays outside of the cell. Magnesium and potassium, they go inside the cell. So we've got this perfect balance. We've got these 2 electrolytes outside. We've got these 2 electrolytes inside. It's going to balance the water, and it's going to conduct the proper electricity for function.
So it's because there's too much sodium running around in your body outside of the cells.
Yeah.
So it starts pulling it out.
Yep. And ultimately, it's because water will follow salt. So, and that's the reason why if you're just drinking only water and no salt, you can almost have the opposite effect. It's going to be too hard for your kidneys.
That's a huge thing right now too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm drinking a gallon and a half of water, but it's really just water. I should have the sodium, magnesium, and the potassium too.
Yep. Well, and that's the thing. You can drink in so much water, but if it doesn't have the salt with it, you're not going to utilize the fluid properly. You're going to put too much strain on the kidneys. You're going to be peeing out way too much of it, and you're going to overload the overall system.
Well, yeah, there's a medical issue, right? If you drink too much water.
Mm-hmm.
And that has to do with the electrolyte balance,
It does, yep. And so another important thing with electrolytes that a lot of people don't know is it actually helps keep the pH, or the acidity, under control within our body. So when you look at the acidity of our blood, it's a very narrow window. If you have something that's too basic, it means it's too low, or if it's too acidic, it's too high. And so, or vice versa. But anyway, electrolytes will help maintain the acidity in that very narrow window to keep us healthy.
Yeah, and the thing I like about our Hydrate product is it's not overly salty tasting.
Yeah.
You get a good combination of salt and flavor.
Yep.
But it's not overwhelming.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
it's perfect.
And the fact that it's got no sugar in it, no artificial sweeteners, the fact that it tastes that good, it's killer.
Yeah. Hey guys, that concludes episode 1 of Hydrate. Make sure to stay tuned for episode 2. Can't wait to see you there.